Not the way we wanted to end it, but we didn't deserve it. I give them a lot of credit. They played a good game, made a lot more plays than we did, and so tough night.
Dallas do anything?
Dallas do anything defensively that was at all surprising out there from a scheme standpoint?
They played pretty good. They played good defensively and put a lot of pressure on us, and we just couldn't make enough plays. So it was kind of typical of the way we played all year, just inefficient in the passing game and not very good in the run game. So, it's hard to beat good teams like that.
Tom, you haven't had a red zone interception in years. Just kind of what happened? Were you trying to throw it away there? Or?
I was. I was trying to throw it to Chris, and the other guys were blocking, and just trying to throw it out, and didn't obviously get enough on it. That certainly didn't help our cause.
Tom, it didn't contribute to a win tonight, but just having Ryan Jensen out there tonight, snapping the ball to you, what can you say about his comeback, about his play tonight, and any type of lift that did for you guys early in the game?
Yeah, just super proud of him and all that he's gone through this year. It's a tough injury that he had, and battled all the way back and really committed himself the last 6-8 weeks to prepare himself to play, and did it. So it says a lot about who he is, and certainly a guy you can depend on and count on.
Sorry about that. What is your process from here when you start to think about what you want to do next? Because obviously it's going to be huge speculation.
I'm going to go home and get a good night's sleep as good as I can tonight, and
or when you want to take a step out? I mean, that was first.
No, I'm not. This has been a lot of focus on this game, so yeah, it's just be one day at a time, truly.
Tom, for all the struggles this season, you guys have had at least the possibility of the playoffs and what could happen there. How hard is the finality of losing this season being over?
Yeah, always tough, but we didn't earn it, so they did. I think that there's a part of football where I feel like it's sometimes you get lucky, but most of the time the team that earns it wins, and they played good all year. They played good tonight. They played well as a team. They were very coordinated. They played well on offense, played well defensively. They missed some kicks on special teams, but we just couldn't get enough done offensively to put any pressure on them.
Biggest takeaway from this year for you, just the importance of and the power of resilience. I know you've talked about that's been a lesson that you've tried to teach your kids a lot about. Yeah.
I mean, there's I think lessons for all of us in every year of our life. So, you always want every year to end great. Unfortunately, in sports, it doesn't work that way. There's going to be 32 teams in the league, and they're all very competitive, and only one of them is really going to feel good at the end of the year. So, for as many teams that won tonight, there's going to be 7 of the 8 that don't feel great at the end of the year, and that's why it feels good to be when you're on top. When you win it all, and it's a great feeling.
Tom, do you feel like you had a bad season or a good season? How would you characterize it just for yourself?
We lost tonight. It's a team sport, so never considered any individual things like that. Obviously we came up short as a team, and that's really all that matters. That's all I've really cared about was team success and how well we did as a team and how well we performed under pressure. And tonight was obviously not one of our best nights.
You had a good shot downfield to Julio there, but you didn't take a lot of shots down the field, especially with them down a couple corners. Why weren't you able to maybe get more shots down the field?
They were playing pretty deep most of the night. We were trying to hold the ball. The problem is, they were getting there pretty quick at certain times in the rush, and then, you don't hold it for that long. And we got into the drive. We had some shots, so made a couple plays, but obviously.
The field tonight, were your emotions any different than the end of another season, at the end of last season? How did that sort of compare to what the feeling usually would be?
Yeah, it just feels like the end of the season, so. I just want to say thank you guys for everything this year. I really appreciate all your effort, and I know it's hard for you guys too. It's hard for us players to make it through, and you guys got a tough job, and I appreciate all that you guys do to cover us and everyone who watches and is a big fan of the sport. We're very grateful for everyone's support, and hopefully, I love this organization. It's a great place to be, and thank you everybody for welcoming me, all you regulars, and just very grateful for the respect, and I hope I gave the same thing back to you guys. So thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Tom, from the Blazers line.
I thought we made our own blunders well enough to help them along, but they deserve all the credit.
It seems like there were specific issues covering tight ends tonight. What kind of things were they doing with their tight ends that were kind of throwing the secondary off?
There were specific injuries doing a lot of things tonight. It wasn't just covering tight ends. Just misdirection. We just busted a few things. We missed some tackles, and we didn't play well defensively.
Todd, how surprising was Tom Brady's end zone interception that not happened since he's been a Buccaneer? reception in the red zone.
I don't know if it's surprising. You don't want it to happen. You know, every now and then you're going to throw interceptions. Again, they're a great red zone defense. We didn't score when we were down there. They denied us. Obviously, turning over the ball doesn't help any, so, you know, it didn't help the matter.
Todd, the coverage busts, the miscommunications in the secondary, how troublesome is that, knowing you had pretty much everybody out there at your disposal?
It was troublesome because they were day one installs, and we got to execute better.
Tom threw the ball 66 times. Obviously, it's not what you want out of your quarterback, but what took away the running game?
They did some stunts and took it away early. They jumped out to a lead, obviously. It wasn't a big enough lead for us to stop running, but we had some plays that we tried to get to, and they stunted. They did a good job up front game planning us.
Were they doing anything special in the red zone that made the offense struggle so much?
No, they were great in the red zone all year. You know, they were great in the red zone all year. It's been tough to score on them, and, you know, we had a tough time scoring on them.
Todd, how are you going to look back on this year? What are the thoughts as you walk off the field there?
Obviously not good enough because it's not where we want to be. You know, we fell short 2 years in a row. You like the courage, you like the fight, but we got to get better in a lot of areas, and, you know, we'll get to work on that.
Tom's got some decisions to make as far as what's next for him. I'm sure he'll want to hear kind of what you guys' plans are for next year. What would be your pitch to him for him to stay?
Well, man, we'll sit down and have a conversation, and we'll talk about it at that time. So, you know, it's not anything publicly that needs to be said at this time.
Coach, can you talk about how long you're expecting Ryan Jensen to play tonight, and maybe go back into the past week of how he practiced and what he really knew at the time?
He had a good week of practice. Ryan's a warrior. He's had 2 good weeks of practice. I didn't know if he's going to stay the whole game or not, but he was juiced up to come out here and play. He was hyped up to come out and play. You know, we appreciate his courage, his energy, and his effort.
Todd, the decision to go with Murphy Bunting at corner opposite Carlton instead of Jamel, was that a function of Jamel still being hurt with the toe, or what went into that?
Well, he had just gotten better. He had been sick after that, and Sean has been playing well. You know, it was a gut thing. When Sean is healthy, they're nip and tuck anyway. You go with the hot hand. Sean was playing well, so we left Sean in there.
You said the breakdowns in the secondary were day one installs. What do you attribute those gaffes to?
Just concentration. Just concentration. You got to play in the moment. You know, you got to play in the moment.
Defense open with 2 3-and-outs. Vita Vea got a big sack here, but then there wasn't a lot of consistent pressure on Dak. How much has that been a problem, really, since Shaq's been out?
Well, he got outrun. We let him out the pocket twice. He had them 2 runs for 15 yards apiece, and the pressure with Shaq being out, they got in third and manageable too many times, you know, and there wasn't really a lot of third downs to get him in third and long that way. Like I said, the 2 ones he did, he got out of it, but they completed some on third down that helped them, and they got us in the red zone.
Todd, obviously you said you've come up short twice now in the playoffs. Does this team need a rebuild at this time, or is it just a reload next year?
You never rebuild, you always reload. You know, you feel you got a chance to win every year. We just got to tweak some things from a schematic standpoint all the way around, offense, defense, and special teams. And obviously, no one ever comes back with every player on the team, so we'll have some new faces in here. That's just part of the game.
What did you learn about this team this year, Todd?
We're tough, you know, we're tough. We keep incurring a lot of injuries the last 2 years, but the guys that can play fight their butts off for you. They fight their tails off. We're tough and we're resilient. We got to play smarter, and, you know, it's hard when you don't practice from an injury standpoint and come out there and play. You miss the nuances of the ball game, but, you know, everybody deals with that, so we just got to get better.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Yep.